Hello my friends and welcome back. It's episode 26. We have one engram left to get. She'll go and get it in a second. Should be relatively easy to get out of here because they all go this way. 5 turns left. That's quite a lot of time, I think. Oof. Now that was some burnination. Toasty! Well, I'm already in the fog. What do we got? Nothing too exciting except there's a black ice over there. Tell you man, the Tar Blaster is like the most useful spell in the game. Oh, they're not firing back. They're too far away. I got one! Come on. Killing me with this. Okay, the password for the last one was like noon or something. A current of engram twists and churns as it flows past. You hack into the current, capturing a cluster of distinct memories, lumpy and fat. One of them hums loudly, calling your attention. Anticipation. The haul is long and ends at his door. He traverses the distance slowly, knowing that he is being observed by his new underlings. And there it is, newly installed, shining like a mirror on a door made from real wood. The brass nameplate. Edward Sang, Vice President of Special Projects. Pride swells within him. As a young boy, as a young executive, as a middle-aged man, as an old man. Reintegration success! The clean room echoes with your footsteps as you approach the capsule containing the assist surgical couch. Through the window you can see the last 8 years have not been kind to Raymond Black. The trauma of the last few days is readily apparent. Pasty pallor of his skin and the white growth of stubble on his chin make him appear far older than 65. He lies unconscious, his chest barely moving, his eyes sunken, his jaw slack. Carefully applied gauze dressing on his balding head surrounds a gleaming metal port, a data jack. A thin bundle of wires runs from the jack to the device mounted to the capsule wall. Knock. The old man's breathing changes and you see movement under his eyelids. He slowly becomes conscious. Raymond opens his eyes, blinks a few times at you through the capsule window. Edmund, you came. You must be disorientated from the assist programming. Looks like we got to him just in time. No time to catch up now, Edmund. We got to move. We've got to go. I'm going to get you out of there. Disconnecting Raymond from the assist device proves to be straightforward, as does getting him out of the capsule onto the cleanroom floor. It feels as if he barely weighs anything at all. Though his breathing is a bit erratic, Raymond seems steady enough on his feet. Lead on, Edmund. I'll be right behind you. Escape. Escape. The guards are talking amongst themselves excitedly as you arrive. They're instantly alert, exchanging nervous glances. Their leader speaks up, addressing them with all the confidence he can muster. We're the last line of defense. We're going to hold them here. Do you understand? The guards are clearly frightened, but appear ready to follow his orders. You can see confidence rising at their reactions. Stop where you are, runner. Drop your weapons or we'll open fire. Fire. We just took down your whole security network and cut our way through your best squad. You sure this is how you want to play this? The guard looks to his co-workers and nods to you. Nope, this is definitely not how we want to play this. Let's just pretend that we never saw each other, okay? He takes his finger off the trigger and begins lowering his weapon. I wish I could do that over no witnesses policy. Smart play, we never saw each other. Smart boys. Alarms blare as you hustle Raymond from the Special Project section of Prosperity Tower, but you encounter no resistance. Raymond unsteadily gropes his way through the corridors of the corporate headquarters, holding onto your elbow for support. Occasionally the old man fingers the gauze dressing on his head with his free hand, wincing when he touches a tender patch. Tense minutes pass between the time you exit the building and enter the MTR station. The team remains on high alert, scanning the streets and buildings for signs of Sang security forces until, like a stream of cockroaches, you scuttle underground into the cool safety of the mass transit tunnels. You pay the fare, grab Raymond, make your way to the subway platform, the sound of the old man's ragged breathing loudly rushing past your ear. Seconds tick slowly while you wait for the subway train to arrive. The team hustles Raymond onto a subway car, quietly taking up defensive positions and scoping the platform for signs of pursuit. The old man is unsteady on his feet but insists on standing under his own power. He grabs a railing and holds on with white knuckles as the train lurches forward. A group of tourists sit nearby, conspicuously avoiding eye contact with any of you. Your crew looks over at the old man with the bandage on the back of his head, exchanging meaningful expressions. Raymond squints at the odd group surrounding him, but nods indicate he understands he's among friends. Wu drags goggles off his head, bending his knees to get a better look at his foster father. A tangled knot of relief, compassion, resentment, and hurt churns across the younger man's face as he wrestles his confused emotions. Fear for his father's health overcomes them all. Raymond turns his head towards Wu's voice. His eyes are cloudy, but there's reassurance in his tone. Duncan, I'm alright. I'm still me. He fights to focus. Are we in a subway? Yeah, we're in a subway. You're safe. He drags attention away from the old man. What happened? Is he okay? As far as I can tell, yeah. I fought against the programming. Old man's voice is a little more than a soft croak. His eyes are sunken and surrounded by dark circles. His mother's medical technology must be amazing. It's hard to believe he's walking under his own power so soon after the surgery. Yeah, our grandma's an amazing woman. Her high-tech brain surgery, her ownership of the cops, her execution of my partner and those runners. Wu's face hardened and stands up straight, glaring down at the older man. Oh, and the way she had the plastic-faced man snatch her own son. Amazing woman. She's a real piece of work, no doubt about it. Yeah, tell me about it. So apparently her son is too. This man, whoever he is, has a lot of explaining to do. Are you really telling us the truth, Edward? The old man tilts his head up to the orc towering above him. Although exhausted, jaw sets firm. Yes, Duncan, I'm ready to tell you everything. I planned to explain it all when you arrived in Hong Kong. Yeah, our meeting was postponed due to the kidnapping and murder. The old man's mouth presses, his lips quiver for a moment, but he regains control. I never believed it would come to that. That my mother was capable of. He allows the thought to remain unfinished. The old man leans back into the wall of the subway car and gathers his thoughts. He seems to swoon for a moment, then inhales deeply, swallows hard, and pulls himself erect. My name is Edward Sang. I'm the only son of Josephine Sang, the CEO of Sang Mechanical Services, heir to the company. Before I left Hong Kong, I was the Vice President of Special Projects, the up-and-coming star of the company. Was prosperity one of your special projects? Something you've never seen before washes over the tired old man's face. Shame. You've heard of it. Prosperity, I see. Raymond takes a breath, and laboured croak his voice drops to a monotone. I was part of a project my mother envisioned to rebuild Kowloon Walled City. A walking neighbourhood for the underprivileged citizens, fully integrated with job training programs, co-op childcare, drug counselling centres. It was a new approach to low-income housing in the East, the springboard to prosperity for hundreds of thousands. Yeah, it doesn't sound like the place I grew up in. Mother personally oversaw every aspect of the project to ensure every detail was executed properly, chose each project manager herself, chaired regular status meetings with architects, builders, visited the worksite for surprise inspections. She was driven to make a renewed, revitalised walled city a success. Yeah, well, she didn't do too well with that whole prosperity thing, did she? Not true, Mother's planning was excellent, but the walled city wasn't the prosperity project. Raymond covers his eyes with a liver-spotted hand, the dread radiating from him like the stink of decayed meat. Prosperity was something I built at the centre of walled city. A moment later, an invisible grip takes hold of your chest, constricts it, squeezing the air from your lungs. Your vision greys at the edges, and the world surges backward, leaving you suspended in the distance, on the periphery of reality. Something is hurtling towards you, approaching from the fringe of your mind like a bullet train. It screams ahead, closer and closer, until it is upon you, overwhelming you with its presence. Then nothing. Silence. Until a scream pierces your consciousness, pulls you screaming to its source. You're back in the walled city, the city of darkness. Your mind retches, inverts, then violently jerks back into your skull. Your stomach cramps hard, and the taste of bile burns your throat. A thin trickle of cold sweat slides down the small of your back, and your eyes refuse to focus. Your crew fares no better. Goblet pulls herself up from the floor, madness and folly speaking wordly in the folds of her clothing. Isabel grips a railing, her back to the group, retching silently. Magda leans against Crochet, his ashen face staring at the ceiling. He blinks rapidly, processing. Gaichu stands perfectly still in the centre of the car, hands at his sides, his face impassive. Wu breathes deeply, his hands on his knees. That wasn't a dream. He shakes his head like a lion's mane spits on the floor. That was something else. Goblet's breathing is shallow. She's covered in a thin sheen of sweat. It was a vision. Some sort of machine inside the walled city. Isabel turns, squinting in concentration. Her lips are white. It was churning something. It felt wrong, impossible. I think it was ripping. I don't know. Reality. It was ripping a hole in reality. Something is here, my friends. Something has arrived. I believe we have just fallen in over our heads. Walt straightens up, drawing the back of a wrist across his mouth. What the hell was that, Raymond? No answer. Wu spins to find Raymond cowering, his head in his hands, shuddering and weeping. She's here. Breathe, Raymond, breathe. Shouldn't have waited. Shouldn't have hid. Looks up at you with bloodshot eyes. She's here, the queen with 1,000 teeth. Raymond rocks in place, hugging himself, staring past you at someone only he can see. I left prosperity in there, he says, 3 times. Uh-oh, looks like Raymond's gone bye-bye. Shh, Gobbet. Take it easy, Raymond. You're with me, Edmund. Edmund, you came. Are we in the subway? His voice is hesitant, weak, disconnected somehow. The right corner of his mouth twitches noticeably. Why is he stuttering? He's not. I used to stutter, and this doesn't sound like a stutter to me. Something else is going on. Could be visions, could be aborted brain surgery, could be some combination of the two. Something bad is happening, began a long time ago, and I'm responsible. The Queen, prosperity. The Queen with 1,000 teeth. These dreams, visions have been coming to you for a long time, haven't they? Oh yes, been plagued by the nightmares for a long time. They began years ago, sporadically at first, vague dreams, wrapped tight with guilt, with shame. Raymond's eyes roll into the back of his head and he closes them tight, until last year when he searches for the word, the frequency began to increase, then the imagery clarified, started to repeat. Teeth, thousands and thousands of teeth. He sways for a moment dizzy, and the sound of suffering began to drown out even my waking thoughts. That's when I knew I had to come back. To do what? To correct a mistake I made a long time ago. Puts out hand out and steadies himself with his arm. My fault. Prosperity. All those people. Those poor, poor people. You know about prosperity? Yes, sort of. We've already covered this, Raymond. We know it's in the centre of the walled city and that Edward Sang built it. And we have Edward Sang here to explain the whole thing, right, Edward? Edward, yes, that's me. Edward Sang is Raymond Black. I know, I can explain. The beginning, sometime in my 20s, my mother was awarded the contract to rebuild the housing development, the walled city. From the results, you say your mum kind of blew it. Prosperity failed. God, why are we just repeating all this stuff? It's ridiculously repetitive. Told you, the walled city wasn't the prosperity project. Prosperity was the fortune engine I built at the centre of walled city, my special project. Fortune engine? What are you talking about? You can't create fortune, Raymond. You kinda can, Gunshow. Some practitioners of Feng Shui believe they can do it. Ever heard of the Bagur of the 8 aspirations? No, Gobbet. I must have skipped school that day. Cool, and I want to skip it now. Let's cut to the chase. Sure, Seattle, don't need to know where the electricity comes from. You just flip the switch and it works, right? So what does your fortune engine do? Fortune engine was designed to improve the balance of ki in a negative ki environment. Negative ki environment. Somewhere shitty, like a slum. Like a low income housing project. Believe that with the fortune engine, the rebuilt walled city might never become a slum. Just off for a moment, remembering that's when he squeezed his eyes shut on his head, but the machine malfunctioned. Malfunctioned how? The mechanism I created to circulate negative ki in the walled city, it got stuck. Stuck on what? Raymond rises slowly, pulling himself from his crumpled heap. The tone turns instructive, the old Raymond, but this time the explanation is halting and weary. Think of Fortune Engine as a sort of propeller blade moving through astral space, circulating ki, keeping it fresh. Ki flows when the rhythm is right, the results are positive, fortuitous. I want my design for the Fortune Engine to my mother, she embraced it. She more than embraced it, she bankrolled it, put an entire division of Sang Mechanical under me to develop it. Sounds like a big bet. Biggest of her career. Mother said the machine could bring fortune to the less fortunate. I would prove my theory. If it could help the poor, imagine what Fortune Engine could do for Josephine Sang. That's not what happened, is it? Something went wrong. People in the old city didn't benefit from your Fortune Engine, did they, Raymond? It got stuck. The mechanism I created to circulate negative ki in the old city, it got stuck. Stuck on what? Stuck on what? Something in astral space. I wasn't sure what. That sounds bad. The machine started pooling negative ki. The old city started to fill with it. Fortunes turned bad. Being in places where the Feng Shui was really bad. It's not what I felt when I was in the walled city. No, ki needs to flow. Eventually, an enormous pool of negative ki became toxic. Fortunes turned from bad to worse, much worse. Mother's vision for a rebuilt, revitalized walled city fell to ruin. It only took a few years for the trapped, toxic ki to turn a brand new housing development into a hellish slum. Why didn't you turn it off? Couldn't. Something happened, part of the malfunction. We couldn't turn it off. Why didn't you blow it up, wrap it in C6 and turn it into a scrap heap? Mother refused. Why? I never found out. She wouldn't tell me. She would only say that it wasn't worth spending the additional resources to figure out how to fix it, or even how to turn it off. She sealed off the maintenance room. Our engineers poured a sarcophagus of thick concrete around it so no one would ever find out what we had done. She wrote the project off as a business loss and moved on like nothing ever happened, right? Yes. After that I left Hong Kong, started a new life in Seattle, found you two. You should have stayed, tried to do something about it. You were a coward, Raymond. Yes. Raymond stands up straight, takes a shaky step towards Rue. Yes, Duncan, I was a coward. And the guilt, the burden of my cowardice gripped me like a vice that never loosened. It's eaten me inside for 20 years. Then the nightmares began, horrible. Still kept working on the problem, night and day. You have to figure out how to stop it. It took me years, even after you left to make the connections, find out what to do, but I did. I figured it out. Still the nightmares intensified until they become unbearable. I knew I had to come back, fix what I had done. That's why I contacted you, to help me see it through. What about the rip in reality? When the machine malfunctioned, when the circulator became stuck in astral space, it lodged in another domain. And something lived there. Not good. After 20 years of constant force, the circulators finally began tearing astral space, created a rupture in her domain. And now she's pushing through. She's pushing through, alright. The queen with 1,000 teeth. A thing you brought here, Raymond. I understand that, Mr. Wu. That's why I came back. I believe she is only partially here. She hasn't pushed all the way through yet. She's probing her new hunting ground. Must. The emotional strain of his snap at Wu rattles him again. I know what to do now, how to extract the circulator, shut the machine down before she can fully manifest. Just get me to the center of the walled city, to the fortune engine. I will do the rest. Please help me. Help them. Okay, lots of things to choose that are all exactly the same. Whatever misery the machine's caused is nothing compared to what's going to happen now. Little Decker's eyes open wide, more white than iris. It's not just a thing in there, Edmund. It's a Yama King, a demon goddess. Don't know if I can do this. Don't know if I can go back in there. We're trapped, Diz. We can't run. Believe me, I want to. It's all I've been thinking of. The Rat Shaman's shoulders rise with tension, but the APB is still out on us, and those visions, I got a feeling they're not going to stop unless we make them stop, and that fragile old man's the only way to do it. Gotta take him in there, We've got to help him fix this. I, for one, wish to see this fortune engine. I am intrigued. I willingly go. Guy Chu's face remains impassive, but his eyelids lower in anticipation of the opportunity to kill a god. Cannot allow the opportunity to pass unanswered. I hate this country, I hate this life. Wu sets his jaw and hooks in his thumbs into his belt. He stares evenly at Raymond, his voice cold. But I owe you, Raymond, and I'm not walking away from that. I intend to make us even. I'll help you fix your mess or die trying. Look like you have something on your mind, Edmund. You gonna be okay? I don't think so, no. I'm the product of aborted brain surgery. That combined with all that has happened, I doubt I will ever be okay. I have no idea when I will. Break. Though I'm relieved that you rescued me before my memory was wiped, part of me grieves at the thought I could have been free from all of this. But there's people in the walled city wish they could be free from all this too. Indeed, they are proof people can adapt to harsh circumstances. Learn to live with this hardship like they have. I think we're all learning a lot here. For example, Edmund and I learned that you're a genius who can create magical machines. We learned that you have a rich, powerful mother on the ruling council of Hong Kong who kidnapped you to reprogram your brain. We learned that two of you are responsible for the suffering of thousands. Pretty big score from my perspective. Did I get everything? Left out the accidentally let a demon god thing move into the neighborhood. Alright, that. Was it greed, Raymond? Was behind this? I wanted to help people. This was an accident. What about your mother? Was she trying to help people? That is the way I remember it, but I'm not sure I can trust my own memories anymore. All I know is that I'm compelled to stop that machine, do whatever I must to send that creature back to where she came from, to make things right. That's just it. You can't make things right, Edward. You can't erase 20 years of misery and suffering. The best you can hope for is to remove the unnatural part of it. Allow that horrible slum to be horrible without toxic key or whatever you said. It's not going to push the make it all better button. We can stop it from getting worse, we can stop her. Alright, let's not forget that at the end of this road there's a demon goddess waiting for us. Don't think she's going to be too sweet on the idea of us closing the door on her. No, well, I'll tell you one thing, it's not going to be... I'm not going to be like him. I'm not going to run. Raymond cringes at that. He screws his eyes shut, trying to ward it off, and then he's still for a moment and his jaw sets, and when he opens them again his eyes are defiant, authoritative. I did what I did to help people, Mr. Wu, and when I couldn't help them anymore, I left and continued helping people in Seattle, in that teen center, in the slum I took you from, or did you forget where you were from? I didn't forget, little man. How could I? You reminding of us of it every chance you get, how you saved a poor little Chinese boy. After you ran from the thousands who looked just like him. My motivations for helping you aren't relative, Duncan. Look at you, the results are what counts. I know your motivations for building that machine aren't relevant here either. Wu cocks a thumb at the walled city, the throngs running from it in terror. The results are what counts. Stopping that fortune engine is what counts. You're right. Takes in the scene unfolding around him with grim determination. We need to do what we can do. Five people, all reeking of triad, huddled together next to your crew, muttering among themselves and pointing to a towering slum. One notes you and pats the other on the chest at the back of his hand. It's the man who's been guarding the walled city entrance since you arrived in Hoi. He acknowledges you with a look of doomed determination on his face. Miss Cheng sends you our regards. Tells us to keep an eye out for you. What for? Miss Cheng wants you to know what the hell is going on inside the walled city. She sent us to find out and report back later. Chad's shoulders, hands shake. He sees you notice them and pulls back behind his back. She says if you saw you heading in there that we should go with you. A better chance of staying alive. She's right. The soldier's mouth freezes in a thin line. We can take care of ourselves, Westerner. Miss Cheng said to follow your orders. That's what we're doing. We need to provide for our families. A group of triads nod to each other in forlorn unity as they take in the panic around them. The storm, the flood of people, the towering tenement, something else. A wave of something emanating from within. Do you feel that? Goblet holds her stomach. Madness and folly squeak their disapproval. It's like the walled city's bad breath or something. It's disgusting. I feel like no unclean just looking at the place, like life has no value or something. There's no point to anything. That's the toxic key, and it is exactly the point. We need to get rid of it. Fix it at the source, if I can. Raymond stares at the walled city, taking it in for the first time. The breath hitches in his chest, but the old man grits his teeth in grim determination. The fortune engine is located at the heart of the walled city. That's where I need to go. Drop a marker in the center of the walled city on everyone's PDA. We should be able to weave our way through it to the machine. Got it. Let's go. Whoa, wait a minute. You don't want to rush in there? Don't we need some kind of plan? We can take advantage of the chaos. It may cover our approach in case someone's trying to stop us. We should split up. Keep Raymond back and out of harm's way. Look around, Gunshow. The whole place is in harm's way. Be safe if we split up. Edmund leads some of us to clear the way to the machine. Auntie's men can follow with the rest of us, escorting Raymond once the way is secure. Wouldn't Raymond be safer in one large group? High chance of success this way. If we go to one group, one chance of success. But first team is killed, lost, second can still find another route, still have a chance. Both teams, use your comm to stay in touch. We have no idea what we're going to face in there. We'll be right behind you. Take care of yourself. Okay, it seems like the perfect moment to stop. I can't remember how much more there is to do. Not too much, I think. I don't really have any money to spend. I don't really need to increase my spell casting power. If I wanted to, I could add charisma. Let's just add some hit points. Whatever. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.